There's an artistry to making cheese. There's also an art to sandwich making. And those two things come together at the Wisconsin Grilled Cheese Sandwich Championship. It began as a way to raise awareness about the important role that Wisconsin's dairy farmers play in the state's economy. And now it draws thousands of people from around the country to test their grilled cheese sandwich making skills. It's happening next weekend in Dodgeville, and for this month's Wandering Wisconsin, we're going to help you plan a trip to check it out. Lake Effect's Becky Mortensen is joined by Jenna Vondra, the executive director of the Dodgeville Area Chamber of Commerce, and Amanda Weibel with Travel Wisconsin.
Jenna and Amanda, welcome to Lake Effect. Thank you for being here for Wandering Wisconsin.
Glad to be here.
Thanks for having me.
I'm pretty excited about today's topic. We're going to learn about the Wisconsin Grilled Cheese Championship in Dodgeville. The name kind of gives it away, but Jenna, could you start by just describing what this event is?
Sure. So this event is a one-day event. It's a family fun-filled day. We have a grilled cheese sandwich competition that happens. And then if you're not competing, we also have vendors, exhibit tables, food trucks, food booths. We have kids area, Bloody Mary bar, wine, and beer garden as well. So the event is held on April 20th. Doors open at 10:45 and the competition starts at 11 a.m. and goes until 4. It is held at the Lay Memorial Pavilion at Harris Park in Dodgeville.
Right, and this isn't just a few people with their spatulas standing in front of frying pans. This competition draws thousands of people to Dodgeville. Is that right?
That is correct. We draw people in from all over the United States. Last year, we had a big group from Ohio. We've had people from California, Oregon, Iowa, all over the place. So it draws in a lot of people to Dodgeville.
And what does it take to compete? Are all the contestants, culinary experts, or can anybody try their hand at this competition?
No, anybody can join us. So we have competitors that start at the age of 12 and they go to all ages. We have our amateur competition and then we have our professional competition. But our youth just compete. That's the ages of 12 to 17. But all levels can compete. You don't have to be a top chef to be in the competition.
Right. And it's kind of divided up into different competitions throughout the day. Is that how that works?
Yeah. So we have our youth. We have amateurs, then we have professionals, and then we also have a category for first responders.
So what makes an award-winning grilled cheese sandwich? How is this competition judged?
Yeah, so we have lots of different creative options that you can try. Last year, our professional winner used quail eggs. Everybody uses different things. You can use pesto. People have used bacon, ham, just different kinds of things that you can use. So it's as creative as you want to get, I guess.
Okay, so not mom's grilled cheese sandwiches. There's some variety in there, it sounds like.
Yes, for sure.
So what's this experience like for people who come who aren't participating in the competition? If they're just there to hang out, have a good time, what would that experience be like for people?
Yeah, so if you're not competing, we do have a area set up where you can watch the competitors compete, and it's kind of exciting. They only have about 3 minutes to make their sandwiches, so you can sit around and watch them and have to raise their spatulas when they're all done. So that's really exciting to do. It also gives you time to just spend time with family. We have 5 different food trucks that will be there, 2 different food booths. We have 17 vendors that will be at our area that will be selling all different sorts of goods. Fox 47 will be there with their Lego masters. And so kids can give their hand at building different Lego creations. And then it's just a time to hang out with family and friends and watch a little family-friendly competition.
Okay, so it sounds like there's some other food options, but do people have a chance to try any of these grilled cheese sandwiches that are being cooked up for the competition?
So the sandwiches that are made by the contestants, you must purchase a VIP ticket in order to taste those creations. It depends on how many contestants we have, how many bags that are available that we sell. This year, we are not pre-selling all of our VIP bags, so there will be some available at the door for purchase, but they are limited to a certain number of bags that we have available.
Okay, so people might need to walk off all those grilled cheese sandwiches after this competition. And there are 2 great outdoor recreation areas nearby. One is a place I really like called Governor Dodge State Park. So, Amanda, what can you share about that place?
Governor Dodge State Park really is a jewel of the Wisconsin state park system. It is just outside of Dodgeville and it's 5,000 acres, so it's one of our largest state parks. It preserves this gorgeous stretch of the driftless area. You're going to find these steep hills, deep valleys, and sandstone bluffs, which date back 450 million years. The park's full of recreational opportunities of all kinds. So you can go swimming or boating or paddling on the two lakes. It's also a terrific destination for horseback riding, and there are nearly 40 miles of trails for hiking to walk off those grilled cheese sandwiches. I definitely suggest checking out the Lost Canyon Trail. It has really beautiful scenery, and it also takes you past Stevens Falls, so always fun to chase waterfalls when you're on a hike.
Yeah, I love Governor Dodge State Park. It feels kind of like a natural playground for adults. I always have a good time there. And another is Military Ridge State Trail. I understand that's a favorite of yours, Amanda.
Yes, my family and I love to go biking on the Military Ridge State Trail. It stretches 40 miles from Governor Dodge State Park in the west to just outside of Madison in the east. And it is also a rail trail, which means that it's a path built on a former railroad route. So it's flat, it's really easy riding, but there's also beautiful variety in the scenery. It passes through agricultural lands, woods, wetlands, prairies. There's this great little pond just outside of Riley where we always have to stop and get off our bikes and look for turtles because there's always a bunch of turtles there. So it's a great way to do some exploring.
Right. So if people are coming from out of town, which it sounds like you do get a lot of people visiting for the grilled cheese competition, there are a few hotels and motels people can stay at in Dodgeville. But I want to talk about one in particular, the Don Q Inn. Amanda, can you describe what an experience at the Don Q is like?
Yes, it's hard not to do a double take when you pass by the Don Q Inn. I mean, most Wisconsin hotels don't have a large Boeing jet parked out front. But the Don Q Inn isn't like most Wisconsin hotels. The jet that I mentioned was actually flown to its present location decades ago, and it's open for public tours on the weekends. So you're definitely going to want to check that out. But it's equally known for the creative designs of its themed guest suites. So if you've ever wondered what it's like to sleep in a bed shaped like a Viking boat, they've got you covered. Or if you want to feel like you're in a hot air balloon, the up, and away room is definitely for you. They have these great rooms that bring fantasy to life, from their ancient Rome room to Robin Hood's Sherwood Forest. So it's definitely going to be a fun and memorable stay.
Yeah, Amanda, I think you know I like weird stuff. So that I'm a fan of Don Q for sure. So my last question for both of you. What is your favorite way to make and eat a grilled cheese sandwich? Jenna, why don't you go first?
I am pretty plain Jane, so I like your traditional. I think if you're going to stretch it out a little bit, maybe do a sourdough bread with like a piece of bacon. But I'm not a huge tomato soup fan, so I just kind of like the plain Jane. I'm boring, I know.
No, that's okay. What about you, Amanda?
Well, I have been so excited to talk about this. I've been thinking about the technique and I've been thinking about the ingredients. And I think we're already all at such a great advantage being in Wisconsin. We have so many options for great local cheese shops to choose from. But I also think a great one-stop shop to get all of your ingredients is the farmer's market. So I definitely recommend when you can go to the farmer's market, get some fresh local bread, pick up your cheeses. Maybe you want to get a fresh tomato if that's in season, or some pesto if you're feeling adventurous. But I would recommend start with a high quality soft bread, butter the outside of each slice. And then a tip I recently got was to sprinkle garlic powder on top of the buttered bread. So that is now
Oh,
a must for me. And then use at least two different varieties of meltable Wisconsin cheese, like maybe a young cheddar and Havarti. So then grill it to golden brown, slice it diagonally, and enjoy.
I love that. I'm kind of with you, Jenna. I'm your pretty standard plain Jane grilled cheese sandwich, but the one thing I do is mayonnaise instead of butter. So if you've never tried that, that's my recommendation.
I will have to give that a try.
All right, Amanda and Jenna, thank you for being here for Wandering Wisconsin.
Thanks for having
Thank you
us.
for having me.
Grilled cheese sandwich.
Amanda Weibel is the communications officer with Travel Wisconsin, and Jenna Vondra is the executive director of the Dodgeville Area Chamber of Commerce. They spoke with Lake Effect's Becky Mortensen for our series Wandering Wisconsin. You can find more information about the Grilled Cheese Sandwich Championship at WUWM.com.
I'll laugh in your face if you offer me cake. Don't waste my time with your Brussels sprouts. If you make me a steak, I'll just throw it out. I want a grilled cheese, not a BLT.